probably noticed it. That quiet feeling that something in your life is shifting. It does not arrive loudly or all at once. It appears in small moments, a sudden disinterest in what used to excite you, a strange calm in the middle of uncertainty, a sense that the person you have been pretending to be is starting to dissolve. It is not burnout. It is not failure. It is the beginning of truth making itself known. There comes a point in every inner journey when your old life starts to feel like clothing that no longer fits. You can still wear it, but it pulls at the seams. You can still play the role, but the lines sound foreign coming from your mouth. You are beginning to sense that something inside you wants to be lived more honestly. Carl Jung wrote that life does not happen to you. It happens through you. That is what this unease really is. Your deeper self trying to come forward. It is not asking for improvement. It is asking for authenticity. Maybe that is why simple things feel heavier than they used to. Maybe that is why even good news cannot silence that quiet question echoing in the background. Is this really me anymore? That question is not your enemy. It is your invitation. Because every time you feel that restlessness, it is life telling you that you have reached the end of one version of yourself. And the reason you are here, listening to these words right now, is because the next version is ready to begin. Think about the way your hardest seasons have unfolded. They never arrive as single, isolated problems. They come as waves that seem to test every area of your life at once. When it happens, you wonder if you are cursed or if the universe is punishing you. But what if those moments are not punishments at all? What if they are invitations? Jung understood this pattern clearly. Transformation never begins in comfort. It begins in pressure. Just like a muscle that grows by tearing and rebuilding, your spirit grows by being challenged. Every disappointment, every betrayal, every ending you did not choose forced you to release what was false. What you lost was never the point. What you built in its place is what matters. Pressure is a sculptor. It carves away what is not essential until only truth remains. While others were seeking stability, you were learning endurance. While they were chasing success, you were learning how to stand in uncertainty without losing yourself. You were being prepared for strength that cannot be shaken by circumstance. There is a reason diamonds form under the earth where no light reaches them. They need both darkness and heat. That is what your life has been doing behind the scenes, forging something unbreakable inside you. The pressure you feel is not trying to destroy you. It is forming the structure that will carry everything you are meant to build next. If you have ever felt that everything was falling apart all at once, remember this. It was falling into alignment. Every ending cleared the path for the real beginning you could not yet see. There comes a moment when something inside you goes quiet. You stop fighting for understanding from people who are not ready to see you. You stop explaining yourself to those who only listen to defend their own illusions. You stop begging for peace in environments that depend on your chaos to stay alive. That stillness is not defeat. It is arrival. It is the moment you realize you no longer need to earn your place in anyone's story. You begin to see that the people who truly belong with you will never require you to shrink. You no longer chase closure. You become it. This is what Jung described as individuation, the process of separating from the collective expectations that once defined you. It is the movement from outer validation to inner alignment. The self that lived for approval begins to dissolve, and a new self takes its place. A self that acts from conviction instead of fear. You will notice how the world reacts. Some people will be confused by your peace. Others will misread your calm as distance. Let them. You are not here to be understood by those still operating from the level you outgrew. You are here to embody what wholeness looks like. You are here to move through life with quiet certainty. If that resonates, write in the comments, "I am done chasing." Every true transformation brings a moment where the old life begins to fracture. Jung warned that when the psyche reorganizes itself, outer structures collapse. You will see it in subtle ways. A friendship that suddenly loses energy. A job that feels unbearable. A dream that used to motivate you, but now feels foreign. At first, you might panic, but understand this. The breakdown is the bridge. The structures that once gave you identity are dissolving because your consciousness has outgrown them. When you begin aligning with your true self, anything built on false foundations starts to crumble. It can feel like being in two worlds at once, the old one fading, the new one not yet visible. This is what Jung called the liminal space, the sacred in-between, where the old dies and the new gestates. Most people retreat here. They return to what is familiar because uncertainty feels unbearable. But you, if you are here now, are learning to stay, to breathe inside the unknown until it reveals what it has been preparing. Do not mistake the void for failure. It is the silence before transformation. In this space, patience becomes power. The more you resist forcing answers, the faster alignment unfolds on its own. The caterpillar does not climb into its cocoon to escape the world. It enters to rewrite itself completely. That is where you are, inside the rewriting. And it is working. Transformation is not just psychological. It is biological. Your body feels what your mind cannot yet articulate. The sleepless nights, the sudden bursts of energy, the fatigue that follows, are all signs that your nervous system is learning a new language. You are shifting from survival to presence. Every past experience that once triggered you left a trace of stress in your body. Now that you are evolving, those traces are being cleared. It feels like chaos, but it is detox. When you stop identifying as the wounded one, your body has to release the chemistry of constant defense. Neuroscience confirms what Jung sensed long before science could measure it. The mind and body mirror each other. As you reframe your story, your neural pathways reorganize. You are not losing control. You are reclaiming it. When an old fear resurfaces, instead of running, you can now witness it. That is mastery. Your calm no longer depends on the absence of difficulty. It comes from knowing that nothing outside of you can determine who you are. The body that once trembled in chaos is learning stillness. The mind that once sought rescue is learning trust. This is the moment where strength stops looking like resistance and starts feeling like peace. Growth has a cost, and that cost is often connection. The more authentic you become, the more incompatible you will feel with people who feed on illusion. You might find that conversations that once filled hours now collapse into silence. You will sense when someone's energy pulls you backward instead of forward. It will hurt, but it is not loss. It is liberation. Jung called this the withdrawal of projections, the moment when you stop needing others to carry your unlived parts. It feels lonely because you are finally standing inside your own energy field. You are no longer defining yourself through reflection. You are defining yourself through reality. You will meet resistance from those who only loved you when you were smaller. But those who are meant for your future will recognize your new vibration immediately. They will not need explanations. They will simply feel at home in your presence. This is why solitude is sacred. It is the incubation period between identities. Use it to ground yourself. Use it to remember that being alone is not the same as being abandoned. It is your soul protecting the silence it needs to grow roots. If you understand this phase, subscribe. This community exists for those walking the path between who they were and who they are becoming. And comment, "I am walking forward, even alone." Something changes when you start trusting your process. The world begins to mirror your new frequency. Coincidences appear where chaos used to live. Conversations align at the perfect moment. Doors open exactly when you stop forcing them. This is not imagination. It is synchronicity, what Jung described as meaningful coincidences that bridge the inner and outer worlds. When your conscious and unconscious mind move in harmony, the universe responds as if it has been waiting for you to wake up. You begin seeing patterns instead of problems. You realize that every delay was protection. Every rejection was redirection. Every painful ending was a disguised beginning. The more you trust this intelligence, the more it shows itself. Action and alignment start dancing together. You speak from authenticity, and life echoes it back through opportunity. You make one small decision from integrity, and the entire path shifts in your favor. That is how reality works once you integrate your shadow and align with your center. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are a participant in creation. You are not reacting to life. You are communicating with it. When something falls away, you understand it is making space. When something arrives unexpectedly, you recognize it as resonance. And in that recognition, peace becomes your default state. The final step is not about chasing higher states or waiting for a sign. It is about realizing you are already standing in the transformation you once prayed for. You are no longer who you were. You can feel it in how you respond, how you choose, how you breathe through uncertainty. The version of you that once doubted everything has been replaced by someone who trusts the timing of life. The version that sought validation now finds fulfillment in authenticity. You are not searching for yourself anymore. You are inhabiting yourself fully. This is what Jung meant when he said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." Becoming is not about constant striving. It is about full acceptance. It is realizing that your strength does not come from perfection, but from integration. You no longer hide your flaws. You understand they are the fingerprints of your evolution. You have learned to see the purpose in every setback, the lesson in every heartbreak, and the design in every delay. What used to trigger you now informs you. What used to break you now builds you. You can finally see that the path was never random. Every detour led you to this clarity. You have reached the point where external chaos no longer determines internal peace. You have become the calm inside the storm. You have stopped explaining, proving, performing. You are simply being. And that being carries a frequency that changes everything it touches. So if you are standing here, aware of the old life dissolving and the new one forming, remember this truth. You are not falling apart. You are transforming. And the pressure you feel is proof that your soul is expanding beyond its old limits. This is what evolution feels like from the inside. Take a deep breath. Look at how far you have already come. You survived every ending that once terrified you. You built strength from pain and wisdom from loss. You turned survival into awareness. Now it is time to turn awareness into creation. The final step is not about becoming more. It is about allowing yourself to live as the person you already are. When you do, everything around you begins to align with that frequency. People will notice the difference. Opportunities will match your energy. Peace will follow you because it will recognize its reflection in you. If you feel this truth moving through you right now, comment, "My transformation has begun." And if you want to stay connected to ideas that awaken your strength, subscribe. Because this space is not about escaping reality. It is about seeing reality more clearly than ever before.